Just want to say, really proud of our players. Coming off a big road win against Virginia, and then not getting to play last week. A little concerned about just being, out of sync a little bit. But thought our players were prepared, were ready. They started fast, and then we finished strong. So something we really emphasized. We want to learn how to play at a high level, and I challenge them to have consistent performance. That's the key. How do we train ourselves to play at a consistent level regardless of the opponent? And this is a team that's consistently gone in, even as early as last year, to Power 5 places and have given them fits and have sometimes upset them. And we made a big video of that before on a week ago Sunday to get our guys' attention, to understand who we were playing. And they're a tough out because of their style of offense and their athleticism. So proud of our guys. All three phases made plays, and really proud of Morgan Ellison. I guess I'm just told he's the fourth highest rushing for a freshman in Indiana history with 186 yards today on 25 carries. So obviously the offensive line is the big reason for that, but he carried the ball well and ran hard. So great team effort, great team win. Proud of the Hoosiers. Questions?
As far as Ellison goes, just what did you feel led to the big game?
We knew their D-line was their strength, and they played, they did a good job against Auburn defensively. They couldn't generate much offense, but their defense was very impressive. And so we knew that it was going to be tough. And so we tried to spread them out a little bit formationally and run the ball from that look. And we've kind of, have been a little bit more different schematically. And so we tried to make an adjustment there, and it was very effective. And so, but he's got great feet. He's quick, and he's got a burst and vision, and got some good speed too. So just want to make sure we protect the ball better. Have great ball security, so that's the only thing I would say he needs to focus on after today's performance. But he's a good player. We kind of commented on him throughout fall camp, and he proved me right today. So I think he's pretty good.
Not to kind of zoom out from this game too much, but he was a guy that was kind of, I know he had the injuries as sophomore, junior in high school, was a little bit under recruited. What did y'all see in him that made him a priority for you late in the window last year?
Yeah, here's what happened. We basically we missed on a linebacker that we wanted. And so we had another spot to utilize, and actually took him in that spot because we felt like he was a big body that you could utilize and say, hey, if he's not a running back, then he can be a linebacker. That was our thought process when we took him from a position and a having number of guys to sign perspective. And so, but he came into camp with an edge about him and a mindset about him, and has really from day one been a guy that we're like, wow, he really was a better player than I thought. Because you mentioned, he's been injured his junior and sophomore year, and had several serious broken legs. So it's not like he's, a guy that's not tough. He just bones breaks, and so you just wanted to know what can he do when he gets healthy. So been a guy that sometimes you take a chance on a kid, and he ends up being a special one. So I think he's going to be that kind of guy.
You guys held a couple guys out, Fant and those guys. Is that a product of the bye week and switch to this week and just getting guys 100% for that stretch run?
Yeah, it's to get them 100% for the stretch run. We just didn't think they were 100%, and again, I knew this game was going to be physical, and so we just that was a decision trying to make it. We felt like we had the depth to withstand it, and didn't want to take a chance. So we want to get them healthy for next week.
If the game had been closer, could Richard have gone back in? Or?
He could have, which is good news. So I don't think his is a serious one, but we just wanted to make sure we protected him. I don't know about those two, so I don't know. I know that they're going to be looked at right now, so they're not like Richard's situation. So we'll see.
Takeaway is not an issue today.
No.
Talk about that. Talk about Andre Brown's play.
Yeah, we our goal is 3 a game, and so we haven't gotten any, which has been extremely. I make such a big deal about these takeaways now. So I get really upset and frustrated when we don't get them, and so that's okay. They come in groups. I've learned, and today was a group of them. And the Andre Brown one was just a great. And I tell you what, when I looked at you, all 3 of them were created. There were 2 strips on the other fumbles, and then that one he just took the ball from him. And so we work on that all the time. We work so hard on takeaways. And we talked about, hey, if you want to be a great defense, you got to score on defense. And we've scored 2 times now. One of them got overturned, but this one did not. So really proud of Andre. He finished well, and that's what we want.
It looked like Dutra had both the strip and the recovery.
He did. He got the strip and the recovery. He sure did. So we work on those all the time.
You guys scored in all three phases of the
We
game.
did. How about that? Offense, defense, special teams. How about Jay Sean? I mean, that kid's unreal, and they're going to quit punting to him probably, So, but that's he's making them pay. So, I mean, what a great story, golly. Just so proud of him. Awesome young man.
Coach, any concerns with the secondary? Some few big plays on
No, because of the nature of this. I'm telling you, this scheme will make you lose sleep at night. Okay, and you're so focused on the run. So the formations they did that out of, it was totally new, but still we thought we had it fixed. It's just eye discipline. You get lost in the, whether, my guy goes motion and here and there. So, no, it's if you notice, when there were traditional throws, it was really not much. It was just those stinking play action option passes. So, we may never see that the rest of the year. But, so not really a reason to be concerned. It's just makes you mad.
When we get into a game like that where it's hot, kind of a big lead, and then you're going through the second half, it's kind of dragging on a little bit. What do you prioritize coaching? Keeping your foot on the gas pedal?
Well, I don't know if you noticed me on the sideline, but I got a headache right now because I was on edge the whole game because I do not want us to ever let up. And I know that that's the temptation. That's what teams do. And the teams that aren't mature and able to handle leads do that. And so on every little thing, coaches, players, everybody, I was on edge. And I want these guys to learn how to finish. And it is, you're right, it's hard. I mean, because the situation doesn't draw it out of you. You got to draw it out of yourself. And so I just think that I've been in those games before. And obviously, you want to be winning, and that's great. But, I hate sloppy finishes. And I want our team to be, once again, like I said in the beginning, consistent performance. That's what we're shooting for. That's what great teams do. They perform to their standard, and if you can't play to our standard, we're going to run you right over. And that's what I want. And we haven't always done that in the past. And I'm aware of that, and so we're trying to change that.
What prevented you guys from being able to create turnovers in those first two games?
Well, the very first game, I think just the way the nature of the game and what they were doing schematically, and they did a good job protecting the ball. They didn't throw a lot of balls that were really kind of in those windows to get tips and picks and those kind of things, and we didn't really, they kept us from pressuring them based on the situation and their scheme, and they were max protecting, and so sometimes that's where we get our chances for takeaways. And then last week we got two and got them both taken away with penalties, so really that would be 5 on the season. We really wouldn't be as disappointed. So I don't think it's a concern. I just think it's just the nature of how they come. We're just going to keep getting them, though. We got to have them.
Coach, as far as the strategy with Peyton Ramsey and Richard Lego, what did this game provide as far as knowing how to utilize that strategy?
Well, I think it's still I don't feel like that there's a situation where, you got different skill sets, you get a feel for the game and how it's going, and I think, it's kind of how they're defending us. It's kind of how, how's that guy playing? I think you got, these games are long now. I mean, there's a lot of snaps, and, I feel like you need to have, like platoon football in every phase, because of the way it works. And so I just have a whole different philosophy about it. I'd love to play too deep on defense and just roll them in. Just have that's what we're going to get to eventually as we recruit to the level I want to on both sides of the ball, and just be able to rotate guys in and to keep them fresh and just keep playing, So I just think that's important. It also keeps more guys involved. They're motivated, and those guys both played, and they both played well, So I just think that, I heard some guys, other teams got some quarterbacks hurt, today, some serious injuries, other teams, and so you better have a bunch of guys that can play. And so I feel like that's what we have, and we're just going to keep playing them.
Do you feel like Rich threw the ball enough, especially coming off the bye week, having 3 weeks without throwing it? Did he throw it enough to get in rhythm for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think he did. I'll go back and watch more closely, but I thought he's thrown the ball well this week and threw the ball well, during the day. And we obviously tried to run the football. And once again, we're always going to take what they give us, per the formations and schemes. So, but no, I thought that, it was effective. We scored 50 points and 52 points, and obviously didn't press the envelope in the end there. We took trying to get a lot of time off the clock, half of the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. So I think you got to take that in consideration too. But our job is to go out there, execute, play high level, and we could have scored more points, I think, if we would have just went full bore. But that's not really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get guys involved and guys ready, and I was proud of all the guys that got to play. A lot of people involved in our team.
Two more if we have the run game. Brandon Knight obviously missing the first couple games, and then McKenzie and Worrell coming in at right guard. Just, I know you can't watch film yet, but how do you feel those guys kind of did on that?
Well, based on the production of what happened and not seeing a lot of negative plays, I think they did a good job. But yeah, the film will tell me more, and just once again, got to have more guys, and we're seeing some guys step up, and great to have Brandon back. Boy, he's a great athlete and a really good football player. So that's big for our program.
You guys came out, and I think the first drive, 3 and out, and it was all pass plays, and then the very next drive, it was pretty balanced. I think it was 6-4 one way or the other. Was that sort of an immediate change in philosophy? Or?
No, because, we RPO some of those, so they could all end up being passes, and half of them could have been, called runs, and it becomes a pass based on the scheme. So I'll go back, and we always look at those numbers all the time. So I don't think, especially early in the game, we script a lot of stuff early, like that. So probably not, just how it kind of played out. So, but that's the nature of offense.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Great, thank you. Elio.